Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another replay analysis. Today we have a Masters 2 TVZ, so pretty high level. We got Nightmare, which is also the pseudonym of a Korean GSL Protoss player, versus Finch, aka Bingle, or Flep. I think this one's Flep. Finch is Diamond 2, if I'm not mistaken, Diamond 1. I get you too confused, Finch and Flep. Alright, what did he say? He said, ZVT how? 2 ZVT play versus the same guys. I don't know what I need to do to improve. I get a lot better at queen splitting and creep spreading, but I think that's still too slow on droning, especially in the first match. I fuck up by getting supply blocked, but besides that I recover fine, but still lost due to not having enough stuff. Okay. So we just need to know how to improve our standard macro. Let's go. What can we do to improve here? Spawning. Alright, everything now at the correct time. I'm going to move my picture out of the way for this, just because in this overlay, you get idle time. So it actually tells you how many seconds collectively your drones are idle. See over here? Alright, so we got the drone taking the third base, 240, that's fine. Waited a little late. We had 150 minerals before we started any drones there. It'd be better if we were starting those as we got the money. The drones would just be out faster. Right, inject, going down. Third queen coming out, first tumor down. Alright, 43 out of 44. We're full supply blocked at 44. 36 and 44 are the crutch supply blocks for Zerg. You're going to get a little lucky here with the hatch finishing. At the end of the world does cause us to float a bunch of cash, though. So we're making lings here. We have 3 queens at the front. These lings are unnecessary, in my opinion. These should definitely be drones. If these were drones, you'd be at 44 right now to 35. 6 more lings. If these are for Hellion defense, you don't need to make the Hellions or the lings until you see the Hellions moving across. Really, like it's okay to have a few safety ones, but like, this Overlord should give you plenty of vision for when they're coming, and this one also gives you Overlord, or vision, right? So, alright, see? You saw them coming across, and we started more legs anyway, so it's like... How many lings did we make here? 20? I think we could get away with 12 here. It's an extra, what, 4 drones? So we'd be on 52 right now. Would have also had them much earlier. I think we could have also made the lings like a minute later. So I think it's just a little bit of misorder of operations. That's what the Overlords are there for, you know, to give you all that scouting. So we have our 4th base coming down. We're at 61 workers. We're staying on target with the 10 by 10 minute rule. But the thing is, we haven't received any damage, so we should be ahead of this target if possible. But we are going for double upgrades as well as Hydrotech. So 67. Nice, and we're getting 10 more, so this is going to be the fully saturated 4th base. Creep spread going out. We have quite a bit of queen energy. I wouldn't mind seeing a little bit more creep green spread now that we know it's not going to be Hellion Banshee. We see everything moving across here. Okay, so we got major supply blocked at 111. We have 10 larvae we'd be able to spend right now, so we would have at least 120 supply. We'd have 20 additional links here. We have how many? You have 31 lings. Imagine this was 51, right? So it's just like this supply block while the attack's coming, incredibly significant. So one of the ways we want to engage this kind of force, two things, from multiple angles if possible, and then second thing is to always have some banelings on the way. That way you can never run out of them in a fight, right? So it's like you morph like 3, 4, 5 banes, then you go take a fight with the banelings you do have. That way, if it does go poorly, you still have some banes back up to go with especially with the ling reinforcements you have coming here. At least kill one of the tanks, but everything else is kind of dead. I appreciate the attempt at the... He double stem now, so that means he dies to 1 bane, but now we have no banes for this. Nice. The ling's coming through. I really hate that we're trying to break this right now. This is gonna make us lose way more resources than we could have. We could have had a lot more clean of a first cleanup, and I don't even think we're gonna clean it up here, specifically because we're fighting with an upgrade deficit right now. So this was definitely a mistake. Going before 1-1 was a mistake. You have a 5th base on the way that you could have transferred drones to. This hatchery is nowhere near dying. You can use the queens as a resource to transfuse this and just keep pooling units up here until you get enough that you can full surround and clear with even upgrades. Like this is just a straight up pretty bad mistake. We're losing overs here for free. We're having a lot of unnecessary losses here. He backs off. He gets to leave with some of these units as well. It's like you don't even get the full cleanup. It's just like this is a terrible start. The beginning, the early macro was really good, but then we really flubbed up by the way we were taking those fights there. Also, as far as like our overlords go, you want overlord here, overlords in the back corners, overlords here. We want to be spreading out our overlords on the corners, and that way we can have vision for like drops and harassments along the edge of the map. And then the creep is what gives us vision in the middle. We could have lings on this map here. Like we're severely lacking vision against this Terran. Look how dark the map is right now. This is never a position a Zerg wants to be in.
Add-on is up and running.
We started our 2-2 quite late in comparison, considering our 1-1 was done right around the time he was starting 2-2. Right around the time he started 2-2, and now he has like a 40-second lead on us, right? So it means like we definitely waited some time here. Part of the problem, I think one of your main issues right now, the reason why we're not able to take these fights very well is because we have no vision. We had no idea this army was coming. Imagine if we were set up here to keep this army in this choke. We have creep here. We could have come in from this angle, this angle, this angle. Now the Terran's getting to set up, and we're kind of scrambling here. Like, I like that we're spreading out a bit, but we need to spread out even more, and we need to make Banes before we fight. Like, we just don't have that many Banes. We have 2 Banelings. Remove commanding them through, I think, which is good. You killed all the tanks. This is still a really good fight for you. You just need to make some more Banelings, though. Queens can deal with this. So can the Lings. Very nice. So, whenever you engage with the Hydras as well, you can just A-move and then double-click your Hydras. And then, like, stutter step, click the Medivacs down. Whenever there's nothing else to support them. If you kill the Medivacs, then you get all the Marines. You clean that much up. It's like, yeah, it puts you in a great spot. All right, we're starting our hive. Very nice. We've not taken the gas in the main base. We're oversaturated on our main. We're undersaturated. Like, imagine if we just transfer these drones. Okay, we're transferring them where, though? Not to the natural. The closest base that's undersaturated. This base is undersaturated. Instead, we're going to the 5th base. So these drones are traveling all the way over here when we're just undersaturated on our bases in general. When you want to play Lingbane Hydra or just against Terran in general, you want to have at least 85 drones, so we're down workers from where we should be. It's probably why you feel so broke in this situation. I really hope we don't fight him here. Once again, we are about to have our upgrades finished. This is something we need to have presence of mind to keep on top of. You should also be able to click on him and see how far along his upgrades are. 2-2 to 1-1. That means we're fighting very defensively. I like the counterattack. We're going off creep. Off creep against a Terran with half of our army. Drop coming in here. We do get the planetary, but once again, we're off creep. Our upgrades are even, though, at least. Oh, this is going to be a painful cleanup, but I think it's going to be a cleanup nonetheless. Maybe. Oh, Medivacs are good units. There's a Lib somewhere. Lib getting tons of kills. 20 kills on this Lib. So, unfortunately, we lost the... If we had a more solid cleanup in the early game, I think we could have crushed this push right here, and then we could have just straight up went across and won the game with 2-2. However, the early game has allowed our Terran player to... he kept enough of his forces alive to have an actual pretty solid follow-up along with this 2-2, and our engagement taking just hasn't been super solid. Like, we lost like 45 lings to these Marines over here. And it's just like, you're not... One thing we haven't made very many of is Banelings, I feel like. Yeah, we've only lost 19 Banes, 245 Zerglings, though. It's causing us to actually have a... excess gas, where usually it's the other way around. Usually it's excess minerals, no gas with Zerg, because you're usually getting lurkers. Once we have Hive, we want to be going into lurkers as well as 3-3. Like, we're getting to the point now where the Terran player is going to have 3-3 and we don't. Granted, our economy got rocked really hard, but we need to go for an attack if that's going to be the case. 8 lings for a Widow Mine, not great. All right, we're going up into a choke on top of a ramp, and then we back off. It's like, why did we not just back off here, right? We back off here, we don't lose all the lings, we don't lose any hydras, and we get away. It's just like the changes in decision making that we're making are just, they're coming like too late. It's like you're not deciding when it's a bad fight fast enough, in my opinion. And it makes you look indecisive. It also allows your opponents to punish your movements, which is something you really, really want to try to avoid if you can. Yeah, now we're just dead, unfortunately. Dead as a doornail. I mean, he's giving you time, which is what we want, but we're not getting any tech that's like he's going for libs and tanks, and we are going for just Ling Bane. Whereas we need lurkers here. Lurkers would be such a good addition to, especially with how Ling heavy you're wanting to play. You can play Ling lurker, and they pair pretty well together. We have to everything over here, which allows the Terran player to move out. We're still lacking vision on the map as well. We're still up to a somewhat decent economy. We're just down by 2 upgrades and by half the army supply. So this Terran is about to stim and win, son. I don't think there's any stopping this army. We need counterattack. Oh, wait. Off creep? He already killed the base. There's really no point in fighting here. Like, maybe you can save the drones, but I don't know if he was necessarily going to kill those anyways. But it's like, you would do better to just wait until he's getting on creep. One thing you could have done for a free tank here as well, you break these rocks with your hydras. These towers fall down, kills this tank and this Widow Mine for free. Just an additional thing, like just sitting back and like thinking through your options first instead of just pulling the trigger. We started an upgrade and then we go for a fight. It's like we only have 136 supply. Would it not be better to just have more units here? I think it would almost always be better to just have more units. I know we're fighting in an upgrade deficit, but it's like we also waited 4 minutes to start these upgrades. We're just doing things out of order, straight up, Mr. Flep. I think with like if you and I had like a dedicated session, these are some issues that we could fix, no problem, in like a singular hour. I think it's just like you're having good ideas. Your macro at the beginning was really good, but it's just like our execution is lacking, and how fast we're making these decisions is just not fast enough to keep up. You know, yeah. I'd rather you have a plan and stick with the plan, but it seems like we don't have too much of a plan. But the plan should somewhat, regardless of what it is, should involve lurkers if we're going hydros, right? Like, lurkers plus Ling Bane can kill this army. Can also bring you back into the game. And another thing, too, when Zerg is feeling down but not necessarily out, their best strength is counterattacking. If you can get on top of the production and just cut off some reinforcements, force the Terran player to go home, seem bigger than you are. Like, it's like peacocking, but in StarCraft, it's just like, you make yourself seem scarier than you are. A lot of Terran players, what they'll do, they'll think like, oh my god, he can afford to split this much off to counterattack. Like, he's richer than I think he is. And so it's just like that being bold can pay off like that. Now it won't always, but I think it's one of the best comeback tools that Zerg has. But I'm not really gonna analyze too much more from here. This guy is ridiculously far ahead. And I'd prefer not to just see you slowly die. There were a couple mistakes here that we focused on that I think we could change around, and this game would definitely go in your favor, man. If you did enjoy, I hope this helps you out in your future games. If you have any questions, please feel free to @me. And thank you for submitting the replay. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.